I think perhaps for listeners, we will have listeners who won't be familiar with the WWE. We need to explain to them like how huge you are, like that you are
kind of a big deal.
You are kind of a big deal. You are wrestling royalty. You are the Messi of the wrestling world. That's fair enough, isn't it? Just go on.
I've been lucky enough to be in a spot where I've been able to change the way that people view women in sports or in sports entertainment, in wrestling. And I was the first woman to main event Wrestlemania, which is our big event of the year. That's like our Super Bowl. And in 35 years, it had never been done before. And even when I got signed, I don't think anybody thought it was ever going to be done. It was just the position that females were at that point, and not due to their own inability, but just
the culture of wrestling at that time. Just the
culture of wrestling at the time, and we
because
came in
women
and we
were
changed
seen
it.
as decorations, really.
Decorations and attraction. Usually there would be one token women's match on a card, and we've thrown all that out the window.
And even the wet t-shirt competition, all of that element of it, does that persist even with, you know, the stature that you have now gained within the industry? No, is that gone?
No, that's gone. Yeah, the gone are the days of the wet t-shirt competitions and the bra and panties matches and the mud wrestling matches. Yeah, that's all gone. And we're just seen as wrestlers, as characters, as storytellers, as athletes in our own right.
Okay, let me talk to me about that, because again, people will be listening to this, they won't understand what is wrestling.
What is wrestling? Wrestling is
how does it work is what I want to know.
Oh, okay. How does it work? Well, now
how much can you tell me about how it works?
That's a whole different deal. But essentially, it's telling stories through a different medium, right? Like, I think of myself as an artist. I think of the craft of wrestling as an art, and that art is to elicit an emotional response, and we do that in the moves that we do and the story that we tell in the ring. And essentially, it's the oldest story of time. It is
goodies and baddies.
There's a good guy, a bad guy, and good must prevail over evil. And how do we do that? And how do we get the people invested in wanting their hero to succeed? How do we take them on a journey? And it's every single movie. It's every single movie. And wrestling is that. It is the beginning. Everything's going so great for the good guy. And then it all falls apart. And the villain is taken over. But the good guy gets some hope in there. And you think it's going to go well. And all of a sudden it all comes crashing down. And then it's the finale and the sequel. And then what you always want is a happy ending. Maybe you won't get it, but that's the story that we tell over time. Eventually you'll get that happy ending, and that's what we want the audience to want. And it's just a beautiful thing, and there's not another industry like it, and I love it.